Welcome back to the Michael D. Show, where we interview amazing authors from around the globe. And this week's author, I'm so excited about her new book. I'm telling you what, it's called A Better Man. It's a novel, and it's written by new author Laura Merchant. You're going to love meeting her. She's from Texas, North Texas. She's got an amazing story. So let's just bring her right in. Laura, how are you doing today? Welcome to the Michael D. Show.
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Really excited about your new novel, A Better Man. Tell us about the inspiration behind the book and what inspired you to write this. It's an amazing 400-page book, and you're already getting great feedback, great reviews, and it's going live in just a couple of days.
So the inspiration is kind of twofold. I got the idea back in 2016, and it was really going to be more of a romantic, lovey-dovey love story. But through my own experiences with friends and with students, and with my own journey with, anxiety and self-sabotage and depression, I was inspired to write a different kind of love story. There are romantic elements in this book, but this book covers self-love and brotherly love, and I think that's what the world needs right now. It revisits the narratives of mental health and faith and the roles we play in a new way.
Well, I tell you, the reviews are great. Cosada says, A Better Man is a page-turning, plot-twisting book. I seriously could not put it down. At the heart of this historical Western set in Texas, it's a story of redemption that came through desperation and manipulation. Oh, this first scene of the prologue is just so riveting. This teenager that's standing trial, and kind of give us a little peek into the synopsis. What's going on here? With no
spoilers. So the book centers around a guy. His name is Alden Aubrey, and he is essentially a decoy for the leader of this gang of outlaws. His name's Julian Crisp. So he's Julian Crisp's decoy. And this is before fingerprinting was common practice. They used something called the Butler system, which was, they'd measure your wrist or your nose or your forehead. And so, the criminal justice system, there's a reason why so many criminals got away with it for so long back in the late 1800s. And it basically centers around Alden and his journey into turning his life around. There is a love story element, but that's all.
Gotta have a love story there.
Yeah.
There's suspense, there's action, there's classic Western romance, there's love, and there's faith. You mentioned faith. How important is faith in your life?
Faith is very important to me. I am a born again Christian, and I believe that God's message is a message of love. And so most of my beta readers, fun fact, are non-believers. And I asked them, like, hey, is this pushing to, and they're like, no, like I still got it. It didn't go over my head, but I didn't feel like I was getting preached at. So even if that's not your jam, you're going to get something out of it. And if you are, you're going to get something out of it. So again, the whole purpose of the story is love. And yeah, when it comes to my faith, because I think faith is love, and love is faith, it's a big part of my life.
Well, that's awesome. When you say it's not your jam, a lot of people would say, where'd you pick up that lingo? Are you a school teacher or what? Kind of give us your bio here so people can know where you get the lingo.
Well, I taught for 16 years. My degree is actually in vocal music education, and I taught every grade level from kindergarten through 12th grade. Mainly taught middle school. That was my favorite group to teach. And I taught choir. So yes, and I'm actually the center director for a tutoring center, and so I'm still around kids. And yeah, I don't profess to be cool, but
well, you love music. You're still involved with music. You love going to concerts. You're recently engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The ring, there it is. You and Ryan, really happy for you. And you're actually going to be attending an event that I'll be at this weekend in Dallas. So how excited are you? I mean, I know you got books arriving tomorrow to actually do book signings and sell copies of your book. And I mean, how long have you been dreaming about this?
since I was a little girl. You remember the Bernstein Bears? You remember those?
Oh, I love those. I read those to my kids when they were growing up.
So we didn't have a lot of money growing up, and my mom, she would take paper and she'd staple it together. And I had a spinoff series whenever I was like 7 or 8. It was the Bernstein Bunnies, and I illustrated. I mean, they're in a box somewhere, but I've always written, and I had a very close to publication experience in high school. I won a playwriting competition. I won it twice. And part of the prize was seeing your work performed by local actors in North Texas. And so that, I mean, yes.
That's pretty amazing. How old were you then?
I won that my sophomore year of high school and my senior year. That's the Fort Worth Live Theater Playwriting League. So
literally your parents, you grew up with parents encouraging you in your creative genius, and you always knew you were going to be a writer.
Yes. Even when I just did it for me. And even in college, I was writing music. So it's always been something that I've done. And now I'm just getting to share it with more people. Yay.
With the world. It's a 400-page book. It's huge. And so much good content here. Turning the page. I mean, I would read on Amazon the reviews, so many things people are saying about the book. A. Montiel says, taking place in North Texas town at the dawn of the 20th century, to say that A Better Man is a tale of romance and mystery would be a disservice. Merchant guides the reader on the journey as the two protagonists discover their developing feelings in the sometimes harsh reality of post-Civil War Texas. It just makes you want to pick up a copy. It makes you want to grab 5 or 6 copies as gifts for friends. And it's pretty exciting. Now, I know you're available to speak on podcasts and interviews. I want to ask you a question, though. Were you in school, were you good at math?
Sure. Yes, of course.
I always love to ask authors that, because, you went into the liberal arts, you went into teaching and the music, because, my brother, he's in the medical field. He's really into math. I was never into math. I was a literature guy. I was a history guy. And
same.
Okay.
Well, and music's very mathematically based. But no, I mean, no. It's not
you do what you have to pass the class, right?
Yes.
Well, you're available now everywhere you're speaking. Follow Laura on social media, L Merchant 84. What does the 84 stand for?
That's my date. That's my year of birth.
Okay. That's awesome. And then there we go. There is how people can find you and have you on their podcast. So speak, just like right now, we've got, this is a little mini podcast. We'll do a longer version later, but what's the main thing you want people to take away with A Better Man?
Well, I want you to be inspired. I want you to be uplifted, and I do want you to be entertained. But, more than anything, it's about recognizing that you're not your actions, you're not your thoughts. You are worthy of love, and you are. Everybody is capable of turning their life around, and you're never too late to start it. And again, you're worthy. So, yeah.
Well, my heart goes out to the 17-year-old kid in the prologue. I mean, it's just so riveting here. It's the stuff that movies are made of. So A Better Man is available not only on Amazon and barnesandnoble.com, but also target.com, walmart.com, Books A Million, Chapters up in Canada, everywhere books are sold globally. And very excited about you and Ryan being with me at the event in Dallas, and we'll get some pictures of you signing books for customers. So exciting. So just tell everybody, as far as podcasts and things like that, what's the main theme that you talk about when you're speaking from stage and when you're on podcast?
I like to speak about being empowered and the journey. Sometimes you're going to go through a journey and it's going to be rough. So we'll talk about that. Or, it's ebbs and flows, and it's about empathy, and it's about taking the time to self-regulate. This book is such a, it's part of a trilogy. We haven't mentioned that. It's the first installment of a trilogy. So I'm thinking even long-term, but if you want to take that message and make it, about faith, we can take it that direction. If you want to take it to a self-empowerment, I can take it that direction too. Just be encouraged and be uplifted and walk in love.
It's powerful. I think it would be great for a reading club, a Sunday school class, a women's group. M. Weber says, this is an excellent novel dealing with the history of the adventurous American West. In A Better Man, Merchant has highlighted each character by incorporating their individualized backgrounds as it applies accurately to the time period and location, as each chapter introduces new information that expands the reader's excitement. And I think that's what's so beautiful here is you are doing a series. In fact, on your social media, because I follow you and you should follow Laura, you were actually doing a little contest on how people could name the characters in your upcoming volume. Tell me about that.
So I, used a fundraiser to help get this off the ground. And within about a week and a half, we had everything we needed to get this process starting. Which is just, it blows my mind. And I said, everybody who donates will go into the running to be a character in my next book, or the namesake of a character in book 2.
That's so creative. I've never had an author do that. I mean, we had another author did the fundraising, the crowdfunding thing, but never so creative as what you were doing with that randomized software. It looked like a Wheel of Fortune thing going around and it had different names. And I guess it automatically stops and you announce the winner.
It was one of my previous students, actually.
Oh, really, really cool. So, so you've got books you're shipping out to people that donated to the cause, right?
Yep.
And what a cool thing. I'm thinking of a couple names that could be in volume 3. So reach out to Laura, follow her on social media, get her on your podcast. We're going to introduce you to all of our author friends in our Facebook group. And I got to tell you, it was so fun working with you at Beyond Publishing. The team really loves your book, the concept, just your writing is really epic. How long did it take you to write this 400-page first book in the series?
Again, I got the idea in 2016, but I really started working on it in 2019. I'd say it took me about 3.5 years. Okay,
so you spent some long hours during the pandemic working on this novel.
A lot of research too. Yeah. That was the big component, because while liberties were taken, I wanted it to be as historically accurate as possible.
Yeah, yeah. Would you classify it as historical fiction a little bit?
I would, because I even talked to True West magazine, if you've ever heard of that. I even worked with them to make sure things were accurate. There's so many idioms that you'd think were around back then that weren't. So, I mean, yeah, historically accurate, that's what I was going for. So absolutely.
Grab your paperback, your hardcover, your ebook copy, A Better Man. The audiobook's coming in a few months. Stay tuned for more from Laura Merchant. Congratulations. Everywhere books are sold, it's available now. Grab it, click the link. You're going to love it. And the thing you're going to like about Laura is she will let you know what's going on in the director's chair, in the green room, the behind the scenes stuff of what she's thinking, how she develops these characters. I mean, fiction is fun. You can only do so much with nonfiction, but fiction, you can go anywhere you want to. And Laura, you've gone far. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you and Ryan at the book signing this week. Follow her and stay tuned for everything she's got coming. Laura, really proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.